What's up, otakus? Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. I sure did. I'm kind of wrapping up this video on Monday, Memorial Day, right before we head back to work. But yeah, I picked up a pile of comics, and I'm just gonna kind of let you know how my weekend went. It was a great weekend. Anytime you pick up comics, or when your wife lets you go to the comic shops with some money to pick up books, it's a great time. Um, Now, I didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't actually. I had some money, had about 20 bucks, and I didn't spend it all. Normally, I spend everything, but I went with 20 bucks to two comic shops. I won't get to what I got, um, but I only spent a little over $13, so pretty good in my book. Um, I also want to give some shout outs. It was a great weekend because of just connecting with the comic book community. First shout out is to Danny Girl Comics. I hope you had a great time at your con, and thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing what you picked up. And I already know you picked up some really cool Michael Turner variants. So congrats on that. I am going to get to some of mine pickups as well. I picked up some Michael Turner covers as well. Next shout out goes to Fanboy Prime. Yeah, he reached out. You know, I really appreciate, you also reaching out with, again, that generous offer. Basically, we'll get to that. I'm going to basically put out a video when this whole thing comes together. But looking forward to kind of exchanging our books as well. And shout out to Alex and Sean from More Life and Travel. It was great connecting with you guys. Um, you're just a sweet couple, and thank you for coming on our show, giving away all those books, and it was wonderful. I really enjoyed that. And of course, thank you to Mr. Greg LaRoque. It was such an honor to meet you virtually, sir. And again, there's just when you meet a comic legend, you get to talk shop with a comic legend and hear backstories and what it was like working at Marvel, DC, and just he just knew everybody in the industry at that time when the you know DC and Marvel were just like cooking up so many interesting storylines from late bronze to early copper. That was just the time when I was just starting to get into books and reading. So yeah, Mr. LaRoque's books definitely had a huge influence on my adolescence. That Web of Spider-Man. Everybody read that Web of Spider-Man, and if you're just a Spider-Man fan, you read it. So thank you for spending time. I will never forget that conversation and that experience. And again, I hope to meet you at the cons one of these days. I won't be at Baltimore, but my young Naman will be there, and hopefully he can just convey again our thanks and our appreciation for all that you've done in comic books. And yeah, and of course, shout out to my comic book bro, Naman. It was a wonderful month where we featured Asian American Pacific Islander artists and creators. And yeah, it was great. We didn't get everybody we wanted to get on the show, but there's always next year, and there's always, opportunities to do that. And again, our goal ultimately is to get Jim Lee, interview Jim Lee at some point. And so that's just one of those dreams and goals, lofty goals that you set for yourself. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you just kind of work toward it. And yeah, that's that. And so it was a great weekend, great Memorial Day weekend. I spent it with the family as well. It wasn't just at comic shops. Our family took a ferry ride to a nearby island, and we just kind of toured the island, ate good food, and yeah, it was our son's first time on a ferry boat, so that was always special. But yeah, let's get to the books and see what I got. And again, I'm gonna just put all the details on what I paid and everything. So, and hopefully, and I'll put my thoughts on what the grades are as well. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're back, and this is the first book I picked up. X Factor 25. Now, it's not really a key book, but it's a book I've always wanted because of this great Walter Simonson cover. It's just an absolutely beauty of a cover. In my opinion, I think this is like the cover of the run. I mean, I know I recently shared an X Factor book here that I picked up. This is the Jim Lee, and I think I mentioned in that video that this is the only Jim Lee cover in that first, or the only X Factor cover, I believe. And this came a little bit later, but this early X Factor, this is definitely like one of the most iconic. I mean, okay, if we're talking iconic covers, definitely the angel cover, the one that precedes this, the first full appearance, or second, is it the, anyways, I think it's the first full appearance of Angel. That cover is definitely the most iconic, but this is definitely probably second, and the reason being, it's just a great shot of their Apocalypse pulling, Jean Grey up by the hair. You got all the X-Men passed out here at his feet. Just a great Apocalypse cover. So yeah, I'd grade this at a 7.0. There aren't any real creases or anything. There's just a lot of little negligible effects. And again, the corners and the edges, they're just, again, with a press it might boost it up. But as is, I would grade it at a 7.0. But just really happy with this pickup. Again, this beautiful Walter Simonson cover. You just can't get better than that. Classic X Factor. Okay, next book. Now, yeah, I picked this up for 50 cents. Again, this is 13 books. I got them for about, with tax and everything, $14. Just under, around $14. Or actually a little over $14 with tax. Without tax, definitely under $13. So 13 books for around 14 bucks. And normally I don't pick up anything like Sandman related. But, with the series coming out, and I am a big Neil Gaiman fan. I do like Chris Bachalo's art as well. And so I decided, why not pick up this Death series? So this is the last issue in a 3-part series, a feature on Death, and the art in this is really excellent. It's the like Bachalo's version of all the Death character in the Sandman series, and I just thought it would be a good pickup. It is a key book. It is trending up these days. Again, for 50 cents, I thought, why not? Now, the condition is, again, I would put this around a 7 as well. You've got a little, like, a tear thing there. Again, not that there are a lot of flaws, but it does have, like, spine ticks and, there's wear and tear on the book. So it's definitely you know, I would say it's a 7 out. Definitely close to like being like a well taken care of reader copy, but yeah, 7 out for this grade as well. And because it's sort of like a spec book, I guess. Hopefully, this will go up in value, and I anticipate. I saw some of the visuals for the Sandman series, and anticipate it'll get some good. I think it'll be well received, and so we'll just have to see how that pans out. But again, this is a Death miniseries, and the 3rd book in that series with the cover, Death on the cover. There, this cover was actually it's like a kind of like a photo artistic cover, I guess, or photorealistic cover, but it was done by Dave McKean, and again the interior art, Chris Bashalo. Now, third on our list is Legends. Now, what's great about let me just give a shout out to where I picked up these books. I picked the majority of these books up at Mill Geek Comics. Now, Mill Geek Comics, I've mentioned the shop many times on my channel before, and the owner is Russ Bright. You probably know him from Comic Tom 101's show. He's the comic sensei. They call him the comic book sensei. And it's always great to go in there. He's usually in the shop, and I always have a great conversation with him because he's just so knowledgeable about comic books. It's crazy how much the guy knows. And we always have great conversations, and we have this sort of love for Japanese culture and manga, anime, and it's always a great conversation. Now, as you know, he has this amazing Peach Momoko original art collection. He has some pieces hanging there in the shop, but he also shared some Jennifer Frison original art. He brought it down. I got to actually look at it and just peer over it, which was really wonderful. I'll put a photo of that up on my Instagram, so go check out my Instagram to see the art. But yeah, it was just a great time. And again, I don't go in these shops with a large budget. I wish I could spend more, but for him, it's not really about making money for him. It's about engaging with people and getting them into comics and sharing, engaging people and having sharing something that he's very passionate about. So I really appreciate that approach to comic books and business. It is a business at the end of the day, but I think that's the best way to do it. And I won't even get into the CGC thing. The CGC, I'm going to do a video about my thoughts on CGC. I've been kind of hinting at it in my videos, like my thoughts on CGC, but I have yet to really kind of sit down and formulate why I won't be renewing my subscription. But there are reasons, and I'll go over those reasons at some point in the future. I'm not going to do it here, but let's just say it has everything to do with customer service, and with the latest move to remove details on the label and have them only available for subscribers, just is more evidence of what I already knew, that they don't really put any thought or consideration into they don't understand what customer service is, or what being and retaining customer loyalty means. So I'm going to just show them with what all customers and all consumers have is choice. They have the choice to not buy and not spend money with that brand or that product or service. So that's what I'm choosing to do. Now I'll go over the reasons again later, but let's get back to the haul. Okay, so this is Legends number 2, and I want to get the entire run of this series, but I picked this up for 50 cents, which is incredible to me. This is such a classic miniseries by Ostrander Wine and, of course, John Byrne. Yeah, beautiful cover by John Byrne here, and yeah, I picked this up for 50 cents. I also picked up this beauty of a cover. Man, does John Byrne, he is just, John Byrne is just, like, covers like these remind me why he's like one of my favorite artists of all time, and man, there's just a beautiful cover of Shazam, and so this is the 5th book in the series, number 5. So I got 2 and 5. I picked up 2 and 5 for 50 cents each. Not bad at all. And again, I would put this grade here at an 8.5. Yeah, this is definitely a solid 8.5. Not much wrong with this book. It may present better with a press, but just a few really negligible flaws on the book. I'm sure there's like a little spine tick there or whatever, but it's really hard to spot, so it's a pretty clean book. This one as well, for a black cover, it presents really well, but this one definitely has like some spine ticks here. It's got spine roll. It's got, its staple is a little on the rusty end, but overall the corners are still sharp. There are no wrinkles or anything. It's a pretty solid book. I'd put this at 7.5. Yeah, I'd put this at a solid 7.5, maybe even an 8.0. Again, it presents really well, and so I don't think it even needs to be pressed. The solid looking. It might need a cleaning here along the spine here, but that's about it, because it is a little dingy. I did wipe it down when I got, well, maybe I didn't wipe it down. I think this book needs to be wiped down, so I'll do that at some point. But again, that spine roll's really bad, but this is something that would definitely improve with a clean air press, but I don't think we'll ever submit this book in. Just enjoy it as is. I'll be able to open this book up, look at the internal art, the wonderful Byrne art. There's some amazing panels of Shazam in this, better than this cover. The panels are really just amazing, and so yeah, it's not something we'd want to slab up and all right, so we're getting into it now. All of you know I have this copy already, so I have 2. There's a 2 in there right at the moment, so I picked up a second copy for 50 cents because I just love this Michael Turner Superman cover. It's just amazing. And so I saw another one, high grade one, for 50 cents. I said, why not? So we picked up another high grade. I'd say it's a 9.0. Added to PC. Can't have too many of these covers. I just think it's his best Superman cover. If you're gonna just talk Superman covers, I just mentioned John Byrne. He sets a standard. If you're talking Superman, people who can draw Superman, Michael Turner's one, John Byrne's definitely another, Neil Adams definitely, and also Jim Lee. And these are the guys I love to collect now, or I've been collecting, But Michael Turner, definitely I'm late to the Michael Turner game. But I'm trying to pick up more of his books now because he's got so many wonderful covers, and yeah, unfortunately he passed away before his time, and it was really tragic, but I think you know, his work lives on, and I definitely want to have his books in my collection for sure. All right, the next cover. This is also a Michael Turner cover. This is just another beautiful man. He's just an amazing artist, and Fantastic Four. Look at that! Look at that cover. How amazing is that cover? Right? Look at Johnny and Sue, Ben, Reed. Oh man, it's just a beautiful cover. Now I picked this one up for half price, so I paid $1.50 for this, not 50 cents, but $1.50. And so, yeah, this was definitely well worth the pickup. Now that I think about it, I actually paid, I want to say, let's see. Yeah, I paid a little bit more than I said, so I would say I paid close to 15. I just forgot about this book, so I definitely paid over $15 for this lot of 13 books. This was one of the higher ones. I paid $1.50 for this one. But yeah, just a beautiful cover. Now, the condition on this, I would put it at around 8.5. There are some spine issues, but overall, it's a modern book. It's still in very, corners are still crisp. There's, there's just a little bit of spine wear there. Just a beautiful cover. Yeah, again, these are just cover buys. There's nothing special about this book. You're not going to find it on Key Collector or anything like that. It's just a cover buy. But what a beautiful cover, man. This, I kind of want to get an art print of this, just to like a poster size one. That would just be awesome to have in the room. Again, all these characters are just so iconically drawn, and just showcasing Turner's fantastic talent. Okay, we got another Michael Turner cover. Man, this is just a beautiful cover. Look at that Superman. You got the Trinity there with Darkseid in the background. There's just so much going on here with the flames, the cape and tatters. Batman's got, like claws, and man, it's just a wonderful cover. This is Superman, Batman 11. And this is actually Superman, Batman from the first volume. So, and yeah, Michael Turner does the art in this entire, not the entire run, but the initial series of books in the run. And I think I featured a Jim Lee variant or Jim Lee cover in this run as well. So this is a run I may have to, because Batman, Superman are my two favorite characters in DC, and to have just all these amazing covers and works in my collection is definitely something I want to do now, so I'm going to pick it up. Now, the grade on this book, I would say it's a 9.0. It's a pretty clean book. It's definitely been in a bag and board for, it hasn't been like touched or all that, but you know, like even books get damaged in bags and board. The bags and board doesn't ensure like that it's going to be taken, like preserved. You can definitely kind of wear down the spine through the bag and board, but yeah, overall 9.0 on this one. I also picked up this one. Wow, speaking of the Trinity, it's another great cover by Michael. This is Justice, definitely a preview, and I have to check and see if Jim Lee does some art in this or not. I believe he does. Yeah, I think he does. All-star cast of artists. So yeah, this book contains Jim Lee interior art. So special book. I should actually have had this later, but yeah, I guess we're into Jim Lee now. So we're gonna get into my Jim Lee books, and so Michael Turner did the cover. There's Jim Lee interior work on this. This is definitely high grade as well. I would put it around 9.0, maybe possibly higher. Beautiful black or dark cover. So, you know, there aren't any like spine issues on this book. It's pretty clean. Just a beautiful cover again. Trinity. Oh man. Just a beautiful cover with the trade disc and everything. And yeah, happy to add this to my collection. All right. So yeah, we picked up a few Michael Turner books. This one I got at Half Price Books for 12 cents. So anytime you can get a book for free or 12 cents, that's a great deal. And this one would have been really high grade, but when I was buying the book, the cashier, he held the book like this and kind of like, not that he bent it or anything, but he was putting pressure on the book here, so I'm sure you can't really see it though, so maybe it wasn't that bad. I was kind of like getting mad, like, dude, don't, like, do you really need to hold the book like that and like put pressure? And I mean, he didn't know, he didn't know, but they should train people to like not, handle books like that. Now, the reason there's a death blow here is because I flipped the book around. This had just been imprinted into the bag there, so it looks like it's actually part. Now, for those of you that can't see, I kind of shifted there. This is the death blow cover, and the variant that is of real high value is there's a completely black book where I think this image and the word, the lettering is all in black. That's the one of more rarity and value, higher value. So, but yeah, I picked up this one. It's not worth much. It's a 50-cent book. Pretty clean, I would say, for a 90s book. You got some kind of spine issues there. But overall for a black cover, I felt like, yeah, this is 50 cents. Pick it up. Kind of checks off a book I've been wanting off my list. Death Blow number 1. So this is Wildcats number 1 again, but this is I think when Wildstorm basically was bought out by DC. So when DC got the books back, they decided to have Jim Lee team up with Grant Morrison, and while this isn't a DC book, it's still a Wildstorm book. I believe it was like under, like, it's a separate division of DC. It was still like DC property at this point, I believe, because it was 2006. So yeah, they brought Wildcats back. This is the first issue. Just a great reimagining of Grifter. He's got the mask, but he's got this like high-tech like I don't know what that is, some kind of headband, high-tech headband on with what looks to be like a gun with like some kind of huge silencer, or just a barrel. But anyway, cool looking gun. Wildstorm starts here. A Worldstorm starts here. Great cover. Anytime you get like a Jim Lee grifter cover, you gotta get it. So there's probably a key issue as well because it's the #1 issue. But yeah, they pretty much a return of Wildcats without the acronym for Covert Action Team Covert Action Team Superheroes, was it? But yeah, cool cover. Hopefully, if you didn't know this book existed, I put it on your radar. This is just going direct to the Jim Lee collection. So we have 2 books, 2 covers. Jim Lee covers we're adding. But 3 Jim Lee books overall, because again, that Justice League Zero has Jim Lee art in it. Alright, so my final pickup. Now, all of you know my concept of unmyeong, which is when you go digging, kind of all these books I ran into. I didn't have any of these books on my like immediate buy list, okay, except maybe the Legend stuff. The Legend stuff I've been really wanting to pick up, and again, I ran into it rather just fortuitously. I wish it had been maybe #1 or #3 in the run, but again, for 50 cents, shouldn't complain. Those key books aren't going to be in there. This is another one I've been wanting, and it's kind of been on my want list. And yeah, I ran into it in the wild, so you got to pick it up. So that's kind of that's what I mean. Like, this has been on my want list. It's been a book I've been meaning to pick up, but I ran into it in the wild, and so I was able to pick it up, and at a great price, 50 cents. Come on, like if I really wanted to pick this up on eBay and stuff, I probably would have paid like $10 or something. Of course, with shipping, maybe more, but. As all of you know, I am on the lookout for Neil Adams stuff, and I do want to pick it up on the cheap, and if I can. And again, I picked up this book a while back. I also picked up this book a while back. Picked this one up for $1. Picked this one up for $5. Just a beautiful book. So I've been on kind of on the hunt or lookout for Neil Adams stuff. If I ran into I ran into actually a few Neil Adams books in this haul. I just couldn't pick up everything. One of the books, Superman, I believe it was Superman, I forget the number, but it's one Fanboy Prime featured on his channel recently. I actually ran into that same one, but it was like a really beat up copy. It was complete, but it just had all this all these creases, and it was really faded, and just not a pleasant book to look at. So very low grade copy. So I didn't get that one. But so the first place I hit up was Subspace Comics. And now Subspace Comics is a great comic shop. They're local, and again, they sell they have variant covers. They sell trade paperbacks. They have a lot of the modern stuff there at cover price, and it's a great shop. So it's pretty standard shop, but they also have back issue bins, and from time to time you'll see bargains there. I went there specifically looking for Superman 300, which is a Kurt Swan cover. That's the one Naman has in high grade. It's a beautiful book, but it's basically a retelling of the origin. Superman's on the cover. So are Jarrell and Alara. And there's a crotch rocket that comes out, but it's basically like a black cover. It's a beautiful cover. Superman 300. Go check it out. It's a key book. I knew they had a copy at Subspace, and I just was like, I was hoping and praying like to go that it was still there. I mean, I knew it was there. My last visit to Subspace was back in, I want to say it was back in February. Yeah, it was back in February. And I was just like, maybe it'll still be there when I go back. I really regret not having picked that up. It was there for $3. I mean, it was a low grade. I would say it was around 3.5 or like a 4 or 3.5 grade copy. It had like a subscription crease down in the middle, but nothing high grade. But for $3, come on, right? Superman 300 for $3. So that was something I wanted to pick up. I went there looking for that. Unfortunately, it wasn't there. Someone had picked it up, and so I was kind of bummed about that. But in the very next box, they had this book. So okay, let me go back here. Rewind. So okay, so they have this book. Now they have this book for $5. Okay, and I thought, okay, great. This looks like I mean, look at it. It looks really nice. I mean, it's got spine ticks here, okay, but and it's got some creases here. But overall, again, this is a book from 1977, I believe, 77 or 79. 77. This is a book from 1977, 30-cent cover, Bronze Age goodness. You've got Supergirl dropping candor and Superman just getting upset because 7 million people just died. And so it's a beautiful cover. Beautiful Neil Adams cover. Now, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez does the internal work on this. So it's one of those books where you think you're getting Neil Adams, but you don't. You don't actually. But again, this is just a cover buy. Now, I bought this for $5. Happy to pay $5. Because I ran across it. I said, wow. Again, this has been on my radar. It's Neil Adams, Superman Neil Adams, and that price, I'll pay that price every day for this book. So when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's really reasonable. When I got home and opened it up, again, it looks great, but when I opened up the bottom, I realized the bottom cover is detached, and in fact, had I paid closer attention, I would have noticed, see there? That's just the staple not there being there, right? So it's not only detached, this part of the cover is kind of ripped out as well as the staple broke off. Now, I didn't notice that. I did notice it when I got home, so I was kind of bummed because this was something not that I would grade it, but it's something that deserves to be graded for sure. And so, yeah, I mean, it's still a great looking book in a slab. It look beautiful. It's just it's gonna be denoted as covers. Well, actually, now with CGC's rules, they would not put that there. So you just get a grade, and unless I told the person, was a responsible seller, and told the person, this is like a 4.0 copy, but it's got a detached cover. If I'm honest and transparent with the buyer, I would say that, but again, they're not going to get it from the cover anymore, or the label from CGC anymore. So again, anyway, we'll get. I'm going to do a CGC video, so I'm just gonna do an entire rant on CGC at some point, so I don't want to waste valuable time here doing that. But yeah, anyway, so I was upset. Like $5 for this. I mean, it's still a good price, but you know. But what happened at Mill Geek? So I picked this up. I was very happy. Well, when I went to Mill Geek and started digging there, look what else I found. I found a second copy, and this copy is from observation was not. I didn't think it was higher grade. This was definitely a lower grade copy, but I paid $3 for this one. Now, this one has sort of the same issues that other book does. There's definitely more spine stresses here. This one is the cleaner looking cover, like especially along this edge, and there's really no like creases outside of this. This one does have a bit more like noticeable creasing here, like you can see. Actually up here maybe there's some like creasing and like, you know, bends here and there. There's a little tear. I don't know if you can see it right there, a little tear there. That might flip up. But what's notable about this copy is that the staples are intact. So this has staples that the cover is, you know, in good shape. It's attached, and it's the way it should be. So yeah, there's the staple right there. So this one is definitely like around the same grade, I would say, because it's attached. I would say it's worth more, or it's the better condition book. So I will grade this at around. I'll grade this around 4.0. Because the cover is attached on this one, this would probably grade around a 3.0. But that's it, yeah. So again, both low grade copies, but Neil Adams, goodness. So I picked up 2 of the same book. Gladly picked up 2 of the same book. These will just stay in the PC. And yeah, it's just one of my favorite covers. You know, anytime you have Neil Adams doing Superman, you gotta pick it up. So he didn't do too many of them. Actually, he did quite a few of the Action Comics and Jimmy Lee. Not Jimmy Lee. Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen books. Jimmy Olsen and his pal, super pal Jimmy Olsen. He did a bunch of those Silver Age covers, and again, he did a lot in the Superman run as well throughout the years. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites, just because of like it's telling telling a story here. You know, it's like one of those covers that gives you insight into like what this issue is about. So yeah, beautiful. Like just the glass crashing there. Excellent work. You get a real sense of like boom, like motion, action, just momentum in that drawing there. Yeah, Neil Adams is definitely putting on a masterclass with the art in this book. Yeah, like comic book drawing 101 right here in just this cover. There's so many things going on. I picked up 2, so paid 5 for one, paid 3 for another, so split the difference. Paid about $4 a book for Neil Adams, and yeah, all the other. So again, I paid about, I'd say in all I'd paid like about $15.50 $15.50 for 13 books, and this is what I got. So yeah, hope you like my comic haul video. You know me, I'm always about picking up what I like and trying to get value out of it. So hopefully I didn't pick up too many Jim Lee books, but again, picked up some Michael Turner covers, picked up again classic Bronze Age Neil Adams, and that beautiful Michael Turner cover. This beautiful John Byrne cover. I think it was overall it was a very satisfying haul. So yeah, these are all going to the PC. They're not going anywhere. They're not being sold. I may trade for the Neil Adams book. I may trade for it, but yeah, at this point, I'm just happy to keep 2 copies of my collection. If I do trade one of the books, it'll be the one with the detached cover. If you don't mind a detached cover Neil Adams book, hit me up in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Again, hope you guys had a great Memorial Day. And I just want to say there's some books coming in the mail right now, and when I get them all, I'll probably get them all this week at some point. But when I get them all, I will put out a video on what I got. I'll open them up and show you what I got, and that'll be another home video coming up soon. So yeah, click the notification, hit subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.